Hey, so if I'm playing this during the actual class, I almost feel like I have to apologize, but I wanted to show you exactly what I'm doing so that there's no confusion. And I'll be uploading this into YouTube as well, so you might even be viewing this from YouTube right now. So first, what did I actually download? I am using Windows 10, so I downloaded the Windows x86 64 web-based installer. And you can see it's down here in my downloads, along with a bunch of other stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So this presents me with some options. I can customize an installation, or I can install now. I'm going to go ahead and just click on Install Now. And you can see also we have Install Launcher for all users, which is recommended, and Add Python 3.7 to Path. And I'm going to go ahead and click that because I want Python to be part of the path, and I recommend that you click that as well. This is going to make your life a lot easier here shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Install Now. Okay, and you can't see this, but a little window popped up here and said, do you want to allow this to make changes? I'm going to click yes. Okay, so now it's going through and it's doing its stuff. This is probably going to take a few minutes, so I might even pause the video while it's doing its thing. Okay, guys, we're back. So that bar that just filled with green across the screen now to setup was successful. Now, if you had any issues at all during that process, where maybe you ran into a problem, or maybe you didn't have the right privileges on your machine, that's something that we can address. I'll be happy to help you with that. If possible, I will. If not, you may need to seek help from the administration of Nationwide, or wherever. I'm not going to make assumptions about your machine. Okay, so this gives us some stuff here. I'm just going to go ahead and look at this. We can start with an online tutorial. That's kind of what you're doing now, so you can skip that if you want to. And there's documentation, and I recommend that you open this up. All right, it's going to send you out to the Python 3.7.2 documentation. You should go ahead and just bookmark that. All right, so that's going to help you later. You're going to be looking at this stuff, and you can see it's, there's a tutorial, there's library references, there's all kinds of things here that could potentially be very useful. Now, obviously, you won't be using all of this. You won't need it all, but that's something that we can look at too. Okay, so we're jumping back to here, and this is all done. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and allow that. This is allowing it to bypass the max path limit on the operating system. There's really no problem doing that on a Windows 10 system, and it could potentially help prevent errors down the road. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now, if you're using a MacBook Pro, you probably don't even need to worry about path or any of that. And if you're using Linux, I know that's unlikely, but if you are, then Python is actually already installed on whatever distro that you have. So, okay, that is how you do it. So let's take a look at what we got. What did we get out of this? Let's see. I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to bring up all the tools that we got out of this. Okay, guys, welcome back. So I just wanted you to have a look. Here's the first things that we're looking at. So you can see I just was testing this. But if I bring up a command prompt, and by the way, it's really easy to do this. You can just do Windows key E, and then in here just type CMD, and this will pop up a command window. Sorry, I had a little minor interruption, had a phone call. Okay, so now we have this pulled up, and what we can do is we can just type in Python. And assuming that your installation went correctly and you set up the path properly, then when you click that, you'll get this. So this is going to tell you what Python version you're running, which should be 3.7.2. And if you're viewing this at a later date and there's a newer version of Python out there, then don't worry about it. This can change, and it's not going to really cause any problems with what I'm going to show you. And then we can do some Python operations. So we can, do potentially some math. Let's see. Yes, so you can see we added 10 plus 10. Perfect. So it's all working fine. And then when we're ready to exit out of this, we just type in this exit with the 2 parentheses. So this is important. You have to have those opening and closing parentheses is what they're called. And you just come out of it, and then you're back on the command prompt. All done. Okay, so what else did we get? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and look at this. Recently added, we have idle, which I'm going to show you in a moment, Python 3.7 module docs, and Python 3.7 manuals. So these are similar to the website that we were just at. It's basically this, but on your PC. So if you're ever offline and you want to look something up, potentially you can by going into these. I'm not going to get into those right now, but I will show you idle, since we may be doing some work in idle, and it's a what we call an editor for Python. And you can tell, hey, what does this remind you of? Does this look very similar to the command prompt where we just were? See the Python version and some other information? You bet it is exactly the same, right? So we can also create a new file, and here is where the real fun stuff is, because you can create Python scripts that you can then run all at once. So rather than typing everything into idle, into the command prompt, you can create a file that will then run and do all of your instructions that you type in. So that's pretty handy. Okay, so those are the tools that we got just from doing that Python installation. I hope that all went smoothly for you guys, and if it didn't, of course, I'm available to help you with any questions, and we'll talk soon.